The Dark Prince's Prize. Curzon Warrior, Book 2. Written by S. E. Smith. Performed by David Brenin. Prologue. Curzon Airspace, Yardell Spaceport, 10 years ago. "You made the wrong choice," Adalard Ha'darra said in a low voice as he shoved the reptilian man away from him. The Bobdian assassin stumbled back and gripped the dagger protruding from his chest. "The Ha'darra family's rule is over," the man asserted in a guttural voice. "The new order will be more powerful. So powerful that not even the Ha'darra family can stop us." The assassin's voice faded on his last breath. Adalard dispassionately listened to the man's final words. "Unfortunately, you won't be around to see our supposed demise," he replied. The dark green man's eyes rolled back into his head, and his body limply slid down the wall. Adalard pulled his attention away from the assassin and half-heartedly scanned the dark corridor for the informant he had been following. He uttered a low curse when he confirmed that the spooked Tiliqua had run off. He gingerly touched his throbbing left cheek and grimaced when his fingers came away wet with blood. The Bobdian had been aiming for Adalard's informant, but ended up slicing Adalard's face. He sent an impatient wave of healing energy to his wound, just enough to stop the bleeding, while he knelt and searched the assassin. As he had suspected, the man carried no identification. Retrieving his dagger, he wiped the blade on the man's clothing, stood, and surveyed the alley. Yardell Spaceport was home to mostly criminals because it was on the outer rim of the Curzon-maintained shipping channels. As long as Adalard was here, he wouldn't be able to lower his guard. It was likely that a few of the groups he had angered over the years were around here somewhere. They certainly wouldn't mind finishing what the Bobdian had started. He turned and set off in the direction the Tiliqua had fled, then slowed when he saw his general, along with 2 additional warriors from the Rayon 1, enter the alley. His rueful smile pulled at the deep cut on his cheek. He twirled his dagger and slid it into the sheath at his waist. "Prince Adalard," General Tyrus greeted. "Did you find the other 2 rebels?" Adalard responded. Rymir Tyrus shook his head. "Not yet. They escaped through the underground maintenance tunnels," he replied. "Do you need a medic?" Adalard raised an eyebrow. "No. I need the other 2 assassins. This one died too quickly," he said, with an annoyed glance over his shoulder at the dead man. "We'll locate them. I've ordered a search of all ships before they depart. Any who try to leave without permission will be boarded, or blown out of space," Tyrus replied. "Good. I want to know who is working with my half-brother. I will meet you back on the ship later. I need to find the informant," he said. "Be careful. I'm almost certain I saw a wanted poster with your image on it in one of the shops," Tyrus jested. Adalard raised an eyebrow. "Only one? I must be losing my touch," he replied, with a sardonic smirk. Several hours later, Adalard sat outside one of the station's many drinking establishments. He moodily took a sip of his drink. He knew Ben Kumain, his half-brother, was behind the attempts to assassinate the rest of his family. The attacks began when Ben Kumain murdered their father. Ben Kumain was hungry for power, but he was stupid and weak. Adalard grimaced in disgust when he thought of their cousin, Arya. Under Ben Kumain's orders, the bitch had captured his older brother, Haven, and tortured him. Adalard was still worried about the lasting effects of Haven's time on Hell, the asteroid mine where he had been imprisoned. The faint beep of an incoming communication broke through his dark musings. He placed his drink on the table and tapped the communicator near his ear. The server hurried toward him. Adalard shook his head and covered his drink with his hand. He didn't want to be distracted while being served. Poison was not as easy to heal as the wound to his face. "Adalard," he announced. "Did you find anything?" Haven asked. "Not yet, although a Bobdian assassin added to my good looks."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?